Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. But if you're new here, then out me duck, my name is Siobhan, and for today's video I'm going to be doing a look back at 2024 tag. Now I have seen this tag done absolutely ages ago on YouTube, and I thought, you know what, let's do some reflection and have a look back at my 2024 and answer some questions. So that is what we're going to do. I've got some questions here on my tablet, however the ones that I did find originally for this video I can't find anywhere, so I've had to find some more, and these are pretty similar to what I found before. So some of these are reflections of what happened in 2024 questions, and then the other ones are a bit of what I want to happen in next year. So the first question is, what is the most important lesson that you have learned this year? So the most important thing I think I learned this year is that if something's not 100% sitting right with you, whether that's a relationship, whether that's people around you, whether that's a workplace, get out. Get out and leave it, because it'll only get worse. And I feel like, even though I sort of knew that anyway, but I think this year has been definitely a lot stronger in the past year or so of me thinking, right, this is not right for me, I don't like it, don't like the feeling of it, because your gut is always right and my instinct is always seems to be correct. Like if you've got something, it's around you, whatever it is, and your instinct's telling you, no, this is no good, this is not right, that's normally a sign to say it's not right. So leave it. Whether it's a workplace, whether it's a relationship, whether it's friends or whatever, just leave it, because it'll only get worse in the long run if you don't, and it'll only cause you more stress. So the longer you leave it, the more it's going to damage you. So I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned this year, is to leave something that's not 100% sitting right with you. The second question is, what is the best thing that happened in 2024? So I think I banged on about this so much at the beginning of the year in some of my videos. Oh my god, I'm going on holiday, I'm going on holiday, I'm going to go on holiday this year. And I think because I'd not been on holiday or abroad for at least 5 years, because of COVID, because of my cyst, you know, things happening, not being able to go, and then I was eventually able to go this year, I think that was the best thing, because the feeling that I got when I got on that plane was unbelievable. It was like something like I'd waited for so long for it, and I think because I'd waited for so long for it, I think that's why I was so excited. I mean, even now looking back at it, I'm thinking I don't even feel like I've been on holiday, because it's just gone like that. But that's the best thing, I think, of me going on holiday, because I'd not had it for so long, I've not been able to go for so long. Now that I was able to go this year, that's probably the best thing that's happened this year, is my holiday to Tenerife. Because I'm so glad that I managed to go this year, because it was so long without it, and I definitely needed it this year. So question number 3 is, what challenges did I overcome? Now, what challenges did I overcome? There's a lot. I think it's mainly within myself, of how I dealt with certain situations. Obviously I don't want to go too much into it, because it is a little bit more personal than putting it on YouTube, but I think dealing with certain situations, I dealt with them in the best that I should have done. And I think some of them I was like, oh, maybe I regret saying that or doing that or whatever, but I think at the end of the day, it's not going to help my mind and myself as a person. Then I did what was right for me, and at the end of the day I need to look after me and nobody else. Like, I am the most important person to be looking after, is myself, because at the end of the day, if you don't look after yourself, you're not going to be able to look after anybody else, because, you know, your mind's not there, your head's not there. So I think there's a lot of situations that's happened in 2024, and I think I just dealt with it in the best way that I feel like I should have done, even though some of it I'm a bit like, maybe I regretted it, but then I don't feel like I did, because I feel like I'm in that happier place as of now, and I think that I dealt with it in the way that I should have for myself and nobody else. So question number 4 and 5 are going to be linked together for me personally. So number 4 is, what skills have I learned? And the second one is, what have you done to expand on your career growth? So if you don't know, I actually work in childcare, and I thought, I've been in childcare for so long, let's try a new path. So I decided to do a course for early years assessor. So this is where you are assessing the apprentices that go into the workplace, and you are helping them with their course and getting them to pass their childcare. And I thought, let's try this. At first I was a bit like, oh, I don't know whether to do it or not, because obviously I had to pay for it and stuff, which it is a lot of money. And I was a bit like, oh, I don't know if to spend that much, am I going to be able to do it, you know? And I did it, and I'm so glad I did it, because it means another qualification under my belt. I'm now looking for a job in that sector, because even though it's still early years, it's just the other side, because I thought, well, I've been in it for a very long time, and I wanted to switch it up a bit. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to go for a course, complete it, and then see if I could, you know, get a job in that, and see where that leads me to, because obviously you can progress onto a bit more. You have to, I think this one was a level 3, So then you can go to the endpoint assessor, you can do IQA, you can do, you know, you can go further in it, and I wanted to just expand on what I already know, and what I already know to then put it out to other people, if that makes sense. So yes, I think that's what the new skills I've learned, and also to do with my career growth. The next one after that is what's my favourite moment. I feel like they're repeating themselves a little bit, so I'm just going to answer them anyway. My favourite moment is obviously going to Tenerife and going on holiday. I feel like no matter what question is, whether it's like, what best thing did you enjoy this year? What's your favourite moment this year? You know, how did you have fun? This sort of stuff. I think that was my best moment this year, is going to Tenerife, going on holiday, flying on a plane, and having that completely different feeling to what I had before. I don't know if I ever explained this actually, to do with my cyst. So before I knew I had a cyst, when I went on the plane, I had this sort of floaty, really odd feeling of me, like I couldn't control my body. And that was when I went to Ibiza in 2018, and I thought, oh, maybe it's because I've never been on a plane before or anything. And then the next time we went was Lanzarote. I had sort of a similar feeling, but then this year that I went, I didn't have that feeling really. I had a bit of like, you know, like when you get butterflies in your stomach, that sort of thing, but I didn't get the whole experience of me floating around the fucking plane, and I think that was due to what I had. So I'm glad that that didn't happen this year. And yeah, just that feeling of going in a plane, you know, getting your boarding tickets out, getting your fucking suitcase out, getting your passport out, planning, going on all these adventures while you're on holiday, you know, and being abroad. I think that's the best moment for me this year, and it's will always be the best moment of this year, because I finally managed to get away. Number 8 is, how did I have fun this year? Well, from the end of last year, New Year's Eve was mainly the time that I'd started to drink. Well, not to drink, but like I had a bit more of a drink than I usually would have done. Now, I have never really bothered about drink. It's never really bothered me at all. I've never really been interested about going out and drinking. And this year I thought, well, let's just try it, because it's not hurting my stomach anymore, you know, because I've not had my cyst. I thought, let's just have a celebration at the fact that I don't have my cyst anymore. So from last year, that's when I did it. And I think this year I've decided to go out a little bit more and, you know, go into bars, have a drink, have a bit of a laugh and a joke and fun, because I've never done that, and I was never really interested in that. And I don't mean like getting pissed out of your head every single time, but just having a bit of a drink, having a bit of a laugh and a joke, you know, that sort of thing. And I've done it more this year, whereas before it never really bothered me. I was like, oh no, I don't really like doing that, that's not a bit of me. Whereas like, why don't you just try it, just do it, you know, the odd occasion, just to see. And I've done that a little bit more this year, and I feel like that's how I've had fun, because it's just going out and doing that sort of thing and pushing myself out of that comfort zone, because I would have never done that at probably like 18, because that wasn't me, that wasn't what I was interested in. I was like, well, what's the point, like there's no point. But actually it's not even about going out and having a drink, it's about going out and having dancing, having fun, having a laugh and a joke. Like, you don't have to have a drink to have fun, have a laugh, have a joke, that sort of thing. And I think because I like the idea of going out and dancing, because I used to dance when I was younger, so I just like dancing to music and stuff. And I feel like because everybody's on that same vibe when you're in the bar, you just feel like everybody's on the same level, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's how I've had fun this year, is by going out and doing stuff like that and just experiencing it from another point of view, if that makes sense. So yeah. So the next question is, what have I learned about myself this year? I think what I've learnt myself this year is the fact that my confidence has come out a little bit more, and my strength of how strong I am in a situation. When I was younger, like I said, I was very quiet, very like, oh, I don't really want to say anything to anyone. However, now I'm like, no, if it needs to be said, I don't care, I'm going to say it. And I was like that before my cyst anyway, but I feel like it's come out 10 times more since I've got my confidence and my strength back. So if something's negative around me, or something's not right, or I feel like somebody's trying to take the piss, or whatever it is, my strength of me coming back with that and standing up for what I know is right, I've said it. And I feel like my strength in that situation is what I've learned about myself this year, is that I am, I say worthy, like I know I'm worthy of something, but I think I can see my worth more than what I did. I'm worthy of being treated fine, being treated okay, you know, being treated well, and not treated like I'm a fucking idiot, if that makes sense. Like, not treated as if I'm a nobody. Like, I am a somebody, and I am willing to put myself first and not just think, yeah, oh, it's fine. No, it's not fine. If it's not fine to you, then it's not fine at all. So I think my strength is what I've learnt most about this year, is the fact that I am quick to respond. I'm quick to put myself first instead of putting everybody else first, if that makes sense. I know that sounds really selfish, but I don't mean it like that. I mean, like, if I'm in a situation that's not bringing me happiness, then I'm quick to respond to it, and rather than just going, oh no, I'll leave it because it's my comfort zone, I'll leave it. No, because it's only going to get worse. And I think that's what I've learned about myself this year, is that my strength is stronger than I imagined. Like I say, a lot of these questions are very much similar. It's like, how did you put yourself first? How did you deal with your mental health and yourself this year? How were you different than a year ago? I feel like I've just answered all them in one, in another question, so there's no point in repeating that. So the next one is, what am I thankful for this year? And I think I'm just thankful for, most people would probably say this, is the support that you have around you. If you have a good support system around you, then it's going to make you feel better within yourself. So if you are in a surrounding where people don't support you, you know, they drag you down constantly, they make you feel negative about yourself, I think that just makes it worse. And then you look at yourself and think, oh well, maybe they're right, maybe they're this, and it's like, no. If you have a good support system around you, whether that's family, whether that's friends, whatever, then I feel like you have a more positive outlook on yourself. And I think that's what I'm most thankful for, is the people around me and how they responded to a situation or whatever that I've had, and they look after me. And I think that if you don't have that, you know, it does affect your mind, yourself and everything else. So yes, I think that's the most thankful thing I'm thankful for this year. So the next question is, what is the best compliment you received this year? I think it's recently just happened and I wasn't expecting it. So if you've watched one of my previous videos, I actually went out for my brother's birthday. So we went out, and randomly I was in this bar, I had my back to him, and I was, you know, dancing away, and I had a sparkly dress on, which if you've watched my BOE haul and my brother choosing my Christmas outfit, then you would have seen this sparkly dress. And I had it on, and this person came up to behind me and they were like, oh, that dress looks really good on you. Oh, did he say that? I can't remember what he said actually now. They said something like, oh, that dress looks really nice on you, you look really, you know, it really suits you. Only man, this was a man, and I was a bit like, whoa, okay. And I wasn't expecting it, because, you know, just dancing away, whatever, and he came up behind me and he was like, that dress looks really nice on you, it looks really good, really suits you. And I was like, alright, you know. I was a bit more shocked because it was a man rather than a female. Like, I have had a few female people come up to me and be like, oh yeah, you look, you know, your hair looks really nice. I feel like when I go out now, like before, I never used, but I don't know whether it's like, you have some sort of vibe on you. I don't know what it is, but when I've been in a bar, I've been in the toilets or whatever, I've had some people come up to me like, oh, your hair looks lovely, it looks really nice. And then another time I've had a dress on, they're like, oh, that dress looks really nice on you, you know, it really sets you off. And I was like, and I've never had that. I've never had anybody come up to me randomly and been like, oh yeah, you look really nice in that, that looks really nice. And I was like, whoa. And it's a bit like, I'm not used to it, because back in the day when I have been in the bars and whatever, nobody's really bothered. But I think if you're not portraying that in yourself and you're not feeling confident in yourself, then that's not giving off. And I think that because now I feel confident in the way that I look and whatever I'm wearing, I'm not really forced, I think that's why people are doing that. I don't know, I know that sounds really fucking like, oh well, but to me, if you don't feel confident in yourself and you're not confident in what you're wearing, then that sort of gives off to everybody else, sort of thing. I mean, people can still come up to you and be like, oh yeah, that looks really nice on you, but then inside you're like, oh yeah, they're probably just taking the piss. But because now I think I don't really give a shit what people think. Like, if I want to dress like this, I'll dress like this. If I want to wear it, I want to wear it. And I think that's the best compliment. And I've not had so many compliments this year. It's been unbelievable. When I've been out and whatever I'm doing, people have come up to me and be like, oh, that dress looks really nice on you. Oh, your hair looks really nice. You know, your hair looks lovely like that. Really suits you. Or I've changed the way I've put something on. They're like, oh yeah, it looks really nice on you. But it really shocked me that this man came up to me and he was like, oh, that dress looks really lovely on you, it really suits you. And I was like, probably pissed out of his brain, like, but it was the compliment. And I was like, I went, oh, okay. I was a bit taken aback by it. I was like, oh, all right, thanks. And then that was it. And I think that's probably the best compliment that I've had, is just a random people coming up to you and be like, oh yeah, it looks really nice on you. And I think it does sort of think, oh, all right, thanks for that. You know what I mean? It makes you feel a bit more like, oh, all right. But yeah, I think that's the best compliment, and I was a bit shocked when that happened. I think that's the best one that I've received this year, to be fair. The next one is, how would I describe this year in 3 to 5 words? I'll give it a go. Not saying it's going to be fantastic, but I'll give it a go. Mental, crazy, chill. Mental, crazy, chill, emotional. Definitely emotional. I think that's it. That's all I can think of. Crazy, mental, chill and emotional. I think that's it. So the next one is, what advice would I give to myself as of last year? I'd say leave that toxic situation. Don't stay in it because you need it, because you don't. you will find it elsewhere. Just leave it, let it go, carry on, move on. I think that's the advice I'd give myself, because yeah, if you don't like it, leave it. No matter what it is, just go. And don't regret the fact that you've left it, because you'll find something else. That's that's what I'd give myself last year, because at the time I was always thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should. Don't know what to do. Just do it. Move on. You'll find something else. So the next questions are for what I want to happen in 2025 / what my intentions for next year. So what is your intention? Yeah, so the first one is, what's your intention for next year? My intention for next year is, I've not really thought about this a lot, but I think my intention for next year is just to carry on what I'm doing, be happy, be in a mentally happy place, and hopefully grow within my career, myself, and just push myself into the unknown, because you never know what's in that unknown, and you never know what's going to happen. Like you say, a year's a long time. This time next year, who knows where we could be. Okay, the next one is, how will I take care of myself? Well, I will take care of myself by doing the things that I like to do. So such as reading, such as gaming, such as filming these videos, you know, and not just doing something because I need to do it. I want to do more reading, I want to do more gaming, I want to do more streams, I want to make sure that I get through majority of my TBR list, because oh my god, the amount of books that I have are unbelievable. So I want to be able to read more, because I've only read about 20 odd books this year, because I had a massive slump in the middle of the year, but that's not the end of the world, at least I've read. But I want to definitely go on to reading more this year. I want to be making sure that I read at least one book every month to try and, you know, build up my reading TBR, my reading goal. So the next question is, what places do I want to visit next year? Well, I don't really care. And I don't mean it like that. I mean, I want to be able to visit anywhere. I'm not really fussed where it is. I want to be able to go abroad again next year and to visit somewhere new and have the experience to go on a plane again. And I'm trying to think, I want to at least go on holiday once a year if I can, depending on situations, you know, and everything else. But at least once a year I would like to go abroad. So next year I'm going to go abroad again, because I've missed it for 5 years. I'm not missing it again for another 5 years. I am going to go on holiday again, and I don't care where it is. As long as it's somewhere nice and warm and I can chill and I can go on holiday, you know, have a couple of beverages, you know, it's fine. So yes, I think going on holiday would be another plan for me this year. That's definitely one of them. What I'm thinking in my head is definitely to go on holiday again. And the last question is, what will I accomplish in 2025? I actually like to make mood boards, and I have done this for the past couple of years now. And even though not everything happens within that year, they do eventually happen. And I think it depends on how long term you want them to happen within. So I am going to be doing a video where I do a January reset. So I, you know, sort myself out, clean, tidy, make a mood board, you know, whatever. And I think I'm going to put it in there. But some of them I don't know if I'm going to show you the whole mood board of what I want to happen, but I'll probably show you how I make them and how I do them, because I have them on my phone, on my laptop, on my tablet. I make all different ones, and I think this year I'm going to do it slightly different, hopefully. But yeah, obviously you already know one of them. What I want to accomplish is to go on holiday. That is like the main one, and I think that was again for last year as well. Yes, I will be doing a proper like video of doing my mood boards and stuff, so you will see that. But yeah, I think that is everything that I have to answer for you. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Happy New Year, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.